Hello and welcome to Simply Sport with me, Neeraj Prabhu. In today's program, we take you face to face with the most talked about footballer on Indian club football circuit, Rohan Ricketts, who now plays for Dampo. He had a brilliant past, an illustrious past, where he played for Arsenal and then moved on to their fiercest rivals, Tottenham Hotspur, in English Premier League. Hi, Ro, how are you doing?
Nice to meet you, my brother. How you doing?
Good. And how is the I-League treating you?
The I-League, I think when I first moved over here, the heat was always going to be a factor because the humidity is something that I'm not used to coming from Europe and playing in North America. But I worked hard outside of the normal training that we was doing to try and catch up and climatize to the heat. It wasn't easy, you know, but I think now that I've found, you could say found my feet more, you know. I've scored like 4 goals in the Goal League, and then I've scored 1 in the I-League. But I've had opportunities to score goals, and goalkeepers made saves, like, for example, against Bagan and some other games. But every time I've played, I've had an impact on the game, whether it be through me controlling the game or through creating chances or now scoring 1 or 2 goals.
Ro, you put in your full duration match against Sargaonkar, the last I-League match that Dampo played. And it was your first full duration match. Before that, you were subbed in all the matches that you started. So how did that transition take place? I mean, what steps did you go through to reach the stage of playing the full 90 minutes?
It's interesting. It's a good question because when I first came here, I wasn't fully fit. You know, a lot of these players had done their pre-season. You know, and then not being fully fit and then playing in the heat is a double problem. So the coach, he put me in, he started me, brought me out. But then there was games where I thought that you didn't need to bring me out because we was winning the games, and it was more important for me to stay on and play the game, you know. And then he had his issues with how he wants to do things tactically, you know. Which then there was, I think, 2 games he wanted to bring me off at halftime when I was actually playing extremely well, but he had his reasons. I didn't agree with them, but not everyone's going to always agree. And then what happened after that was we had an issue, which probably you were aware of, which was he said something to me. I was vocal about it on Twitter, expressed myself, and it turned into something else. Sometimes it's good because then I think sometimes what happens, things happen behind closed doors, and if one of the individuals involved are not being actually fair, maybe, whether it's me or him, then the truth is not, and there's no actual justice, you know. So when it's out in the open, and then I felt lighter that it was in the open, you know. I felt lighter that we had, you could say, a confrontation, you know, because I got everything off my chest, and now I feel much lighter. And it led to me being on the bench consecutive games, nothing to do with football reasons, because I was working hard on my fitness. Every time I came on, I was making an impact, and then I think through injuries is what got me back in, you know. Unfortunately, Clifford and Anthony got subbed out and they couldn't start the next game. And fortunately, I went on there and I'd done well for the team, you know. So, like, it was unfortunate that players had to be injured, but I'm still happy that I could contribute.
All right, the issue that you were referring to, did it start because was there a confusion about your position? Did the coach want you to play as an out-and-out striker?
Well, he said now that there was confusion with the agent who brought me here. The coach said that the agent told him I was a striker. 2 things. 1, I'm not a striker, never have been, never will be a striker. I'm an attacking central midfield player, like a playmaker. And the second thing is when you see someone, like when you're going to sign a product and pay you the money that Dampo was paying me, you should do your research to see what you're signing. Right. You know, so you can't just believe the agent. The agent could tell you he's going to bring you the next best thing on the planet. Yeah. I could have been a defender, and he says he's a striker, so you'd want to do your own research into the product. So he obviously didn't do that, so then I came here, and then he tried to use me as an out-and-out striker. I didn't feel comfortable with it. I don't think it worked well for the team. And then there was other people internally within the club who could see that I wasn't a striker. You could just see from the way I played, the way I move, naturally. Yeah. I was a midfield player. So I had a talk with him, but then he doesn't play. He does. I feel coaches, like some of the top coaches around the world, they will make a formation around their best players collectively. But then not every coach is like that, and I respect that. But our coach, he prefers the 4-4-2 formation. So I'm not an out-and-out striker, and I can play central midfield, but when he plays central midfield, he wants two players who are much more reserved in the way that they express themselves for the betterment of the shape of the team. Whether that's a positive thing or a negative thing, in my eyes, that's how he likes to play. I couldn't, he didn't feel maybe I fitted into that. So, like I said to you, my performance has done my talking for me.
Yes.
And whether the coach wants to play me or not, it's not my issue, you know. It's more of his issue because I'm here, I'm signed, I'm committed to the club, committed to my teammates, committed to the coach, and for what he wants to do. He wants to win the I-League another time, and I want to be a part of that. But I'm not a striker.
Right. So in the 4-4-2 formation, where is the best place for you to express yourself?
In the 4-4-2 formation, you could play me up front, but you know that I'm going to be the one who's going to be coming to dictate the game.
Okay, so you'll fall back.
I'll fall like a number 10.
Yes,
I'll fall back to get the ball and help. It brings the team up the pitch.
Right.
If you speak to a lot of my teammates, they'll tell you that I give them time to breathe, because I maybe hold the ball and play short, quick 1-2 passes, and it allows them to get up. And I'm not sure if you've watched the game. Like me being in the team, I think adds that more of a quickness of the passing. Yeah. And I think that not just in Dempo, I think Indian football in general, sometimes they don't realise the speed of moving the ball. You know, is a key thing at high level football. You know, you watch Barcelona play one of the best teams in the world, or the best team in the club team in the world. Like, what do they do really well? Pass, move, pass, move, receive, pass, move, receive. So do you know what I mean? So it's not rocket science, but it's just understanding it's an important thing collectively.
Absolutely.
So I like to try and inspire my teammates to do that.
But in the entire football circuit, Dempo Sports Club is one team that plays the passing game, the tiki-taka brand of soccer really well.
Yeah, they play it well, but I think your perception or the perception of here of us or Dempo playing it well and then going to where they could be is two different things, you know. So, like, I was always brought up to always be trying to better myself, you know, and always trying to improve on what I did. So if people are saying, oh, we play the tiki-taka brand really well, why can't we take it to another level? Because I can see that there's much more room for growth.
Absolutely.
You know? And just the speed of passing and moving, it's more to do with the thinking, you know? I'm playing 2-touch, 3-touch, you know? And like in India, like I said, I don't know if they realize the value of playing 2-touch, 3-touch quickly. You know, maybe because as young players, they didn't get that education that was needed. But I've seen in some of the games that we've played, Dempo, that they have realised that, you know, and we've played that beautiful stuff, and we've got some good remarks from the media.
Right. Arun, I saw some of your brilliant performances, brilliant goals during your time in England with Tottenham especially, and they have come from you playing from the left wing and cutting in and just hitting the goal. So how do you, kind of transit from that and play in front of the empty stadium? There are people coming in here to give you that roar of applause when you score goals. So how did you adjust to that?
First of all, when you saw me playing in those positions, coming off the wing for Tottenham, and I was initially when I played for Tottenham, I was a central midfield player playing. The manager changed, and he wanted me to play on the left, but not stay on the left, not as a winger. He played me there to be able to come in centrally. And I'm not sure if you've ever seen Iniesta when he plays sometimes for Spain and Barcelona, he plays on the left. He doesn't stay on the left. He comes and drifts and floats into the midfield. So that was a role that they tried to give me a bit more freedom. It worked well for me. And like you were saying there about the fans, like playing in front of 30, 40, 50, 60,000 in England, and then playing in front of, I don't even know the attendance is here. Sometimes we're clapping, and you look around and there's not many people there, but I was always one of these people who just played for the love of the game. So it wasn't because there was lots of fans, you know? It's always nice when there's fans there and you can bring them joy, but whether there's 20,000, 200, 2,000, if I can leave an impact on some people when they leave the game, which I've done since I've been here, then I'm happy. You know, I'm talking about expectations and pressure from the outside. So they see, oh, this is Rohan Ricketts from Arsenal and England and Tottenham and Wolves, and they go, he should be doing this. He should be scoring these goals. He's the replacement for Renty Martins, who's a striker. I'm not a striker. So you get all these other uneducated kind of statements. The pressure comes, but for me, it goes over my head because it's uneducated. Because they have not done their research into, like, what do I bring to a game, you know? So they will say, oh, we need him to score 10, 20 goals, and it's like, I could have a great game, and in India, this is the pressure, the different pressure, is they wouldn't be aware that you was the best player on the pitch because some other guy scored 2 goals. Do you understand?
Yes.
And this is why I think Indian football is not developing.
Mm-hmm. So basically what you brought to India is you come to India and you've raised Indian football's profile automatically. That's what happened for MLS. The players, great players in the world, towards the end of their career, they went to MLS to raise the profile.
Yeah.
So you are the first proper Galactico, I can say, to come to India, and many more probably maybe on the way. If you like it.
Yeah, that would be really good. That would be really good. But I just feel that, like, you know, like you've sat down here and you're smart enough to know to come and sit down and get a good interview and you've asked some good questions. But one of the things I think is that you see when the other countries, the other states in India, and you look at Calcutta or you go to Sikkim, they need to take initiative and go forth and do the same kind of interviews you're doing and spread it. So spread the word. So like it's good to come and interview me because obviously where I've been, but then that should be created internally from the club before when I first came, the hype when I first came, just for the marketing aspect of it. But then I've also said that Indian people need to give their Indian players a face. Do you understand? Market their own players, you know, in a good way. You know, don't just look at someone who scores goals. Market their players and be smart.
You've played in quite a few leagues with traveling to different 4-5 countries. So all the factors put in together, is this the most difficult league to adjust to and play?
I think so, because there's like I said, there's the difference in the levels on the pitch. So that's something to grasp you. That's not taking anything away from the Indian players, because there are some players here, and I look at them and I say, there's some talented individuals, but I just think that the coaching from the young age has not been instilled into them. So you can see that some of the basics are not there. And then after that, we have off the pitch. That's where there's a big difference. That's where it's difficult for me to adjust and to how things are done, you know. Like simple things, like I'll give you an example. You're going to play, who are we playing on the weekend? We're playing against Prayag. So what kit do they wear? What colour kit do they wear? They wear like a yellow and purple? So like what we have to do every game, we have to bring out all our kits. We have 4 kits, 2 blues, 2 whites. So before the game, we have to bring 4 kits to the game. So something small like that, I've seen incidences where maybe I've not brought the right shorts because like you'd expect something like that to have been organised a week early.
Right.
All over the world, you know what kit you're going to be wearing a week early, or more than that. But that's a small example.
Matters.
Yeah, small things. That it's all a matter of just communication.
Absolutely.
All that happens is we've got to call them. What colour kit are you wearing? Okay, we're going to wear this. Done.
Yeah.
So players, we can just focus, come to the game, bring the one kit, and get on with it. But just small things, off the pitch things, and like it's India. And some people say it's the Indian way, and when you go to Rome, do as the Romans. But I like to see, like say, okay, if things are done more efficiently elsewhere, why can't we change? Because we're all human beings.
Absolutely. So it's more of an excuse, the Indian way.
It's an excuse. It's things are done like that in India, and it's the culture. But I feel that it's an excuse, and like to me, sometimes I try to speak to some of the young players. You know, there's not much hunger sometimes I feel from the young players here to improve themselves and do work after training. We see older players, some of the foreign players, some of the senior players, you know, Clifford, Samir, and they'll be doing some extra training with some of the foreign players. We're doing some extra quick feet work. But then you look over there and you see some of the young players just eating their bhaji and there's, you know,